Hello everybody, good morning. So today the American Saddlebreds came out. It's a new breed. I am unsure if no, it's not an updated breed. I don't think it is. It might have been like a Gen 1 horse. I don't know, but we don't have a Gen 2 of this breed. I have a lot of thoughts regarding this horse, especially as somebody who wasn't, born American but lives in America and is very familiar with this breed, because it's a very common breed to see here. It is a very common breed to see around here, especially with, America's the primary place where people ride Western. These horses are used for Western pleasure, but I say more often than not, these horses are used for saddle seat. If you are familiar with the Star Stable community whatsoever, you would know that there was like a little controversy around the fact that they did not make these saddle seat horses, like point blank period. Star Stable announced that they were not going to add saddle seat because they feel it's abusive or something like that. I have my opinions. The only thing I'm gonna say is, I don't want to say it's hypocritical, but it feels a little bit, because there's horse racing in the game and people could argue that that's abusive. There's just many disciplines in here that could be abusive if you really think about it. I brought that point up once and somebody said, well, maybe they're just trying to take a step in the right direction and they're starting by not adding saddle seat. If that's how you feel, that's fine. I don't want to say it's not fair, it's their game, they can do whatever they want. I just feel like they were used a lot in wars. They were generals' picks, like Ulysses S. Grant, Stonewall Jackson. They all love the American Saddlebred. These horses originated in the 1700s to be all-purpose breeds, and they are still all-purpose breeds. Like, you can use these horses for anything. I rode one just as a little hunter kid. I learned on a saddlebred. You could use these horses for anything, and I'm just really hoping that they did these horses some kind of justice, because I don't know how I feel just from the spoilers at all. But it doesn't scream saddlebred at me yet. I really need to look at it. So this is the one I think I'm probably gonna get. Or this one, I haven't decided. So we have a black one. That's fine and dandy. I really don't like the sun bleached mane. It bugs me. This one is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I just look at it. Look how cute. I was confused when I first saw this one if it was a Palomino or a flaxen chestnut, because I could not tell, and I'm going to tell you why it confused me. One of the most common colors, if not the most common color, and not only saddlebreds, in all horses, is sorrel or chestnut. Every American saddlebred, I want to say about 70% of them, 85% of them that I've met in my real life, they were some kind of chestnut. I know Star Stable does release coats at later dates, but I feel like one of the most common coat colors should have been at their first release. I don't really want to be all negative. I'm just pointing out things that I'm noticing because I really do like this breed. I've always loved American breeds. I love them so much, and I want them done right because there's not a lot of, or there didn't used to be a lot of Western representation in this game in general. We have this like seal-ish bay kind of thing going here. The dapples are very beautiful. I would have liked this one if it didn't have this over-the-top face marking. I actually didn't really like this one at first when I first saw it in every spoiler that I saw ever, but I looked at it again this morning and I actually do really like it. It's just little rose gray dapples. I do like it. I'm not sure how I feel about this like super like white tail against this very like dull-ish coat, because look how nice and, I don't know, blended in the socks are, the cornets are, and then there's just this super bright white. If it was like a duller white like this, it would have looked nicer. But it's a very pretty horse. Whoever did this did a good job. I think this is the one I'm gonna get. This is just the one that I liked right off the bat. It was the one I liked 100%, so that's just the one I'm gonna go with because I don't want to sit here and debate. I'm gonna name it Bullseye. I feel like if they're gonna do an over-the-top coat, it should just be completely over the top. Like, this is technically over the top, but it's like a pinto kind of thing here, so it makes sense for it to be over the top. And then this, I'm not a fan. It's a buckskin. I don't know, it just kind of, it reminds me of a highlighter. When I went through Star Stable's Instagram comments, I did see people a little upset that there wasn't like an extended canter and they got a speed rack instead. I would have preferred an extended canter just because these are multi-purpose horses and they could have just had this as a special move that just keeps going, and then a special gate as well, and just had both. But I think if they did both, it would have made the horse more expensive. My biggest concern, oh my god, look at the poop everywhere. I'm gonna post a Western camp update after this too. One of my biggest concerns is that they weren't going to be long enough. These horses have very, very long backs in real life. They're very, very long horses. And sometimes when you see them in show jumping, they look a little goofy because the jumping saddles are so small and they're so high up on the horse's withers. It looks goofy. There is a lot of space here, and I do like that, because one of the things I do like about these horses is how long they are, and you know, just how tall, and they make a statement when you see them in the arena. Even if you're just in like a flat class or something, you would know when somebody was on an American Saddlebred. Okay, there we go. So we have a nice little walk. I'm loving the very forward ears. I can't lie. If you've ever been around an American Saddlebred in real life, you know that they are always doing some form of a whale eye, like dogs do. They always just look very scared, even though they're not. They are like the chihuahuas of horses, but in the face, if you know what I mean. You know how chihuahuas are always nervous? Am I making any sense? Probably not. I just want to make it clear, I nitpick these horses for a reason, because these horses are expensive. I say this in every video. Game-wise, I'm a coding student, I'm a game design student, so I kind of can tell when things are choppy or weird, and I look at it from both standpoints. So I do nitpick. Some people are very picky and they don't want to buy a horse unless it's 100% perfect, and I fully understand that. Anyway, sorry for talking your ear off. Right, now let's try it. Okay, here's the thing. Look how smooth the transition from this to this is. Like, that's really smooth. And look at the tail. The tail's not clipping at all. And I know that was a major concern, that the tail would clip into the floor, but it's not at all. I don't know. Okay, like, I don't want to be wrong, but I feel like every American Saddlebred I was around in real life had a more, not flamboyant, but a higher stepped trot. This just looks like a very, like, it looks like a hunter trot, but without the headset. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's very, like, extended and very forward. It looks nice, but it's very smooth. I don't know. It's a nice animation. I will say that. I kind of like it. I don't know. It's a very pretty horse. Oh, I just stepped in shit. I do like that. Just not even looking at it as like a breed standard kind of thing or a horse thing. These animations are really, really nice. They are really, really nice. They're very buttery and very just, they're not choppy at all. Look at it. It's just so smooth. Again, I don't know if it's like accurate or whatever. I don't know anything about this. My biggest complaint is that it's moving too fast for what the animation is giving. When I saw it in the spoiler, I was talking to my boyfriend. I compared this to when, like, you know, when you play like Red Dead and you mod and you have that thing where you can just fly across the map, and say you're playing as John Marston. When you're flying across the map, he'll be walking at a normal speed, but you will be going like at the speed of light, and it looks funny. And this is what it reminds me of. Like, it's moving too fast and the legs are going too slow. And if you look, this is bugging me. This back leg here on the side we're looking at, it kind of snaps the hoof. Look at it. Hold on. The hoof just kind of snaps. It's not very smooth in that regard, I want to say. The back hoof snaps. I think both of them do. I don't know. This is just a very wonky gait. It's not the gait itself. I really love the one-handed thing, though. I really, really like that. That's very, very cool. I wish all the horses could do that. I feel like it would make sense if all the horses could do that. But it's very, very cool. I just don't like the way the horse is moving, like I said. Too fast for what it's giving. I like that too. I don't know. It's very casual. Excuse me. I don't feel like this is as smooth as the other gaits were, but it is still very nicely animated. Animating horses galloping is one of the hardest things you could ever do as a game developer. They are very hard animals to animate, period. But this, it's nice. Star Stable, they just have this issue where the hind end is never as engaged as the front end is. Like, look here, it's just kind of like dead weight in the back a little bit. Sometimes it switches off where the hind end will be too engaged and the front legs are just doing absolutely nothing, like the Saddle Francais. Hind end engagement is really, really important, and I don't feel like they've mastered it yet, especially in the Dartmoor, but it's good for what it is. I do like this. The gaits are not the worst they could be. They're actually, I think they're very, very good. Personally, I think they're pretty. If you're not looking at it at a breed standpoint, whichever way you choose to look at it, you can't deny that it's very pretty, besides whatever's going on here. Okay, now we have to check the jumps. So jump at the trot. Oh, now it's a Lipizzaner. It's doing that thing Lippies do now. Not sure how I feel. That's crazy. That 2 point is crazy. That's just at the trot though, so let's canter. Okay, the canter and trot jumps are the same. So don't expect to have any fancy jumping pictures with this horse. Because the 2 point's crazy, they're not very scopy in game, which, whatever. I mean, they did say they were putting them in as Western pleasure horses, whatever, it's fine. See, I can tell if I had a bridle on, the reins would be right through the neck, right here. They would be right through the neck. And look how low those back legs are. I mean, like I said, they have it in here as a Western pleasure horse, so. No, that's crazy. Look at the back legs. Bro doesn't even try. You're gonna knock every jump. Like every single jump. He does not pick his back legs up at all. It's kind of like a kangaroo. Or an antelope. It's jumping like an antelope. Whatever. Alright, now jump at the gallop. That's a lot better. I just don't like how all the horses do this. They drop. Like, you see that? They just drop. I don't know what the heck. So it kind of just that's pretty. Look at the tail. Look at the tail made like a nice little shape there. You could probably do some really nice pictures with that. Like, I love the ears forward. I just wish it was tilted a little farther over. Those back legs would drive me nuts, but fortunately I'm not planning on this horse being a show jumper in any regard. Oh my god, I'm pressing all kinds of buttons. That looks cute. Like, if you went over like a little jump, that would be cute. It's so cute. Alright, this is just like a copy-paste animation that they have on a million horses. There's a million horses that have the same exact backup animation. That looks like a Gen 2 horse rear. Am I crazy? Does that look like the Frisian rear? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't know. I don't like that rear very much. I really don't. Yeah, I don't like that. It's just so scrunched. Like, you know how I said it has all this length in the back? Look at the little pink under the armpits. Anyway, it scrunches up and I don't really like that. That is exactly what the Gen 2 horses used to do. They would like throw their head up. I'm just hoping the Western saddle pads don't bug on these horses. Okay, this is the new model saddle pads, like the newer, look at the chicken. This is like the newer model saddle pads. They don't bug. And then this is the old. Okay, so the saddle pads are not bugged on this horse. Where are my white leg wraps? Okay. Okay, now that this is what I was talking about. The trot looks so much better when it has the tack on. The Western tack, it puts it together. It does look a lot better that way. And also, feel free to tell me if I have anything wrong, truly. Like, I'm not an expert on this breed. The only breeds I'm like a 100% expert on are thoroughbreds, quarter horses, paint horses. A lot of people said it looked like a remodeled Marwari, but you have to remember they're both very tall, very skinny looking horses. Not all American saddlebreds. I've seen some very nice filled out ones with larger barrels and they're very, very pretty. Are you kidding me? Look at the sequins on the side of the friggin' hat. This is the cutest thing. I want this whole outfit, but the star coin. You know what? Yeah, I just went ahead and did it. Look how nice it looks all together, the whole outfit. So that is the Star Stable American Saddlebred. Let me know if you don't agree with any of my points. Feel free to educate me. I don't really take offense to anything as long as you are respectful. I'm always open to learn. Just like I was on my Self Francais video, whatever. No matter what, I feel like people can never agree whether or not they are accurate enough horses. Horses are just so different from each other in general. Star Stable is known for not really doing the breed standard in both model, gait, and coat color. And I feel like that is one of my only gripes is the coat colors. I'm very disappointed there wasn't a chestnut. That is my only major complaint. I say this in every video. If you are not 100% concerned about explicit down to the minorest detail, if you are not worried about breed accuracy to that regard, then go ahead and get it. It's usually worth it. The horses that have come out recently have been worth the star coins. I think I haven't really regretted many of the ones I've bought this year, I want to say. So I don't regret this one either. I might get another one. I don't know. I have to ride around for the Western Festival and stuff and just see how I feel. But in my personal opinion, I think this horse is worth it. I think some of the things about it are very caricatured, like the rear and stuff. That, what it just did, he's like a huge caricature. I just didn't like that, whatever that was. And just no chestnut. That's my only complaints. But other than that, I feel like it was worth it. I really like this horse. The coats that do exist are very pretty. And yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna get out of your ear. Thank you so much for watching. Just remember to be respectful in the comments. And I will see you later today with a Western camp video. Me and Bullseye here. We'll see you there. All right? Okay. Bye.